Guys, I'm not a mathematician, but I think Toy Tower Defense is in trouble. Typically, after an update, Toy Tower Defense, this game right here, is always in the top 6 of the most played games. Right now, right after an update got released, it is almost out of the top 12. It practically is. I think the fall off, the official one, of Toy Tower Defense has started. So, because of this, I thought, what better way to commemorate the peak of Toy Tower Defense than by going back in the past and ranking every single event that has ever happened in all of Toy Tower Defense. That's right, every single event. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you guys like and subscribe, because at the end of the video, I'm going to give away a free signed unit. And the way I do this is at some point in the video, I'll give a random hashtag to tell you to put in the comments, and I'll pick a random comment, and then they get that free signed unit.
I wish you a good luck.
Either way, let's head over to the tier list. As you can see, here's the list. And I have every single event that's ever happened in all of Toy Tower Defense right here. The first official event was after Toy Tower Defense got reinstated. It's a Halloween update, followed by the Turkey update, the North Pole / Christmas update. I have the Endless mode here because that was kind of an event with the Toilet Wings when it first came out. I have the New Year's update. I have the Valentine's Day update, the St. Patrick's Day update. And no, that's not the St. Patrick's Day update twice. That's the Hunt, the Easter update, the Classic event, and I also technically have the Clocks as its own event because I think that was a clock event. So I'm going to do these in no particular order, but we are going to start off with a banner. Are we? Can't confirm. I am an idiot. There's actually 12 events. There's a summer event. Don't know how I literally forgot about that one. Sorry, I'm even more of an idiot. There's another one. There's also the April Fool's event. Okay, that's all of them. I'm sorry. I've played all of them and I just forgot. You guys just want to see where I'm going to put the first one down. So I'm just going to start right in the middle. Not super controversial in my opinion. I am going to plant the Valentine's Day update in the B tier. The Valentine's update goes in the B tier as this update came right after the Titan update, which I would debate was actually better. Regardless of that, the Valentine's Day event wasn't bad, but it also wasn't super good. There is no new map, which is also like super appealing to me. It's always when there's a new map whenever an event comes out. I feel like that's what really makes or breaks an event update. But with the Valentine's Day update, all we got was a Valentine's Day crate. We got 4 new units, 2 new toilets, and we got our heart currency. And that's basically about it. There was nothing crazy, but there was also nothing necessarily bad about it. It was just a perfect B. Because when you don't have a new map either, it makes it hard to kind of be bad. I mean, the Cupid Camera Woman introduced piercing into the game, and the Healer TV Woman introduced healing your towers, which was really cool and innovative at the time. So that's why I can't see it being C, but it definitely can't be A either. I think this is super non-controversial. The Valentine's Day event goes right in B. I'm going to go in the order that I feel like is the least controversial. With that being said, I don't think anyone disagrees with this. The Hunt goes straight D. Honestly, make this category F. There is no D's. It's just straight F. The Hunt sucks. It kind of goes along with the only other event that I have in F tier. So stick around to see what event that is. But it's obvious that the Hunt was just an update that Talantrix and this team made because Roblox is like, hey, do you want to be involved in the Hunt? And they're like, oh, sure. And they just, is obvious, they just slop something together to appeal to the wider audience. Obviously, none of us know what the qualifications were or what they had to do to be a part of the event update. There might have been rules that Roblox had set that we don't know about. That might not even have existed at all. They could have had free control, but it was obviously just a sloppy thing that they threw together. Inside of this event, it brought a special quest where you needed to find 15 eggs, which were extremely easy to find, by the way, from 3 different categories to get boosts and the Hunt badge. That's it. That is literally it. Oh, wait, sorry. Wait, no, that's not it. They also added the man face man. Woo! It was a nothing update. It honestly was better off not even being added. The Hunt F tier. It sucks so bad. I feel like this one's slightly controversial, but I feel like after I explain it, a lot of people are going to agree. I'm going to put Endless in C tier, which is like average, right? Like it's not bad, but it's also not the best thing ever. Endless was absolutely necessary for the game, and frankly, it's not really an event at all, so it shouldn't really be on this. So the fact that it's actually ahead of other full-blown quote-unquote events is actually insane that it's gonna end up being in C tier. With that being said, I like the limited ability of getting the Toilet Wings. The first 200,000 people that beat Wave 40 on Endless mode got the Toilet Wings, which is really cool. I like that a lot. Endless mode was necessary for the game. So a lot of other tower defense games, as well as other games in general, have endless mode. It was only a matter of time before tower defense got it. So obviously, it's just going to be C. It's just average. It was necessary, and everyone likes it. It's still used today, and it still gets updated. C tier. Not really much to say else about it. I don't know how many of you guys played during this time, but I don't think many people would disagree with this. Not many people disagree with this. The only thing I think people would do is maybe put this in S tier, but in my opinion, this is not an S tier update. It is an A tier. I'm talking about the Turkey update. The Turkey update packed an absolute punch, creating the first godly unit that was ever introduced to the game, the upgraded Titan Cinema Man. Yes, that's how long ago it came out, for those of you that don't know. This event added the Turkey Crate that had 4 units inside of it. It added Turkey Town, as well as the Turkey Toilet and the Giant Turkey Toilet. Which, by the way, if you played Turkey Town before the patch, it was more difficult, debatably, to beat than that of the Sand Isles. Yes, it was that hard. Turkey Town was crazy, and that was part of the appeal for me, because it was like a big community thing where people would get together and everyone would rack their brains on what the best strategy was, and there was way less units back then, so placement mattered more. There were guides getting millions of views back in the day just to beat Turkey Town. That's how hard this map was. And the newest update gave me that kind of a feel, which is what I miss about Toy Tower Defense, is that community feel. So that is definitely part of what adds this to the A category, in my opinion. I mean, it added the Chef unit, which I don't think it slowed back then, but it slows now. Or this was before it showed the slowing feature on the text. Either way, Chef's still used today. The large Turkey Speaker Man's still pretty good, in my opinion. More people should use it. This update also presented itself with the first remodeling process. That's why when you go to the wiki, you can see old and new. All the units have the new icon now. This is when it started, so this just felt like when Telandria and his team were starting to care more about the game. And in the Turkey Town update, this was the first edition of where you got a crate whenever you beat the map, which was really cool for someone like me who uses multiple accounts all the time, and it was rewarding to actually beat the Turkey Town. But obviously, there was no real currency or anything else on top of that, and so that, in my opinion, is why it goes in A and not S. And plus, the Godly wasn't really inherently a part of the event, but it still adds to the overall update. So Thanksgiving update is an A tier. I alluded to it earlier, so obviously we're gonna have to get back to it at some point. Going straight into the F category without even thinking about it is a classic update. I don't think I really have to explain this very much, because I'm extremely confident that almost everyone agrees with this take. Much similarly to the Hunt update, the Classic update definitely just kind of feels like a piece of slop that the team threw together because they wanted to be a part of the Classic update. Obviously, the overarching Classic update itself across all Roblox sucked, so that makes it overall worse for Toy Tower Defense as well. I will say, though, that the Hunt was way worse, so I will put the Classic above that. So basically, the way this is going to work is the farther up you are on the chain on the tier list, the higher ranked you are. So you can even look at it like F plus, F minus. But the Classic update basically had a set of quests that you had to complete to unlock the Classic Cameraman. That was incredibly easy. The only reason why I like the Classic more than the Hunt is because they actually added a map in. And it did have their own boss, but like it kind of just sucked. Like the map wasn't hard at all. It was extremely easy. The Classic Cameraman was way too easy to get, and it was super overpowered for a legendary unit. And that's why a lot of people just don't like this update. It was obviously just kind of another rushed piece of slop, to put it simply. That's what it was. And so that's why the Classic is going to end up in F. I feel like this is also not a controversial take. I'm going to put the Easter update in high B. So like a B++. It's really, really close to an A, but it's just not quite an A. The Easter event, in my opinion, was really solid. It added the Bunny Crate, a bunch of new units. It had a battle pass, which is also great. It also had a new map that was actually fun. So Hopeless, how is this not an A tier? Because for some reason, I just didn't like it as much as the Turkey update and the Thanksgiving update. So how could I justify putting it in an A tier? Regardless of this, Egg Island was fun. I did like the incentives. The battle pass in itself was kind of mid. And so maybe that's why it's 6 in the B tier, is that the units that actually came from this update are very much not meta at all. And that's probably the reason why I have it in B, is there's like no longevity of the units that were introduced. And for that reason, it's hard to put it up higher. Whereas like the Turkey Town update still has use for their units. But the update did introduce 6 new units total, which is quite a bit. and during this update, you had the ability, before it got patched, sorry guys, my fault, where you could transfer your eggs, like the in-game currency for that event, into gems. And so that's when the market got absolutely flooded and everyone was getting gems out the waz. So there was major incentive to beat the map at the time, and I enjoyed that part. I should have cashed in more before they fixed it. Sorry guys, I wish I didn't. But the Easter update is a B++. Super close to an A, just not quite. I know you guys are waiting for what I have in that S tier. I know you guys want to know badly what I have in that S tier. And that's why I have the New Year's update in A tier, high A tier. I'm going to put it simply, I loved the New Year's update. I loved it. However, most people probably wouldn't have the New Year's update in A tier. Most people would probably put it lower. And because of that, that's why I didn't actually put it in S tier, because I probably would have, but I know that most people would probably disagree with that. But Hopeless, why did you like the New Year's update that much? It goes against everything you said before about how much you like how units have longevity and they still get used. Nah, this crate's units suck. No one uses the large firework cameraman after it got buffed, or the firework cameraman. How could it possibly be A? And the reason why is because this, even though it was bugged when it first came out, I loved the Easter hunt, the Easter egg hunt, just the hunt, the scavenger hunt that they first created. It was so fun. I felt like I was a kid again. I had a live stream, and maybe the reason why I like it so much is because there was like 1,600 people there at one point, and we were all working together, trying to figure out where all these freaking Easter eggs were as a giant community, and that was so awesome, so cool, and so fun for me. People in the chat were telling me, like, oh, hey, look here, while I'm looking at other places. I'd be like, guys, where's this egg? And they're like, oh, we think it's here. It was just so much fun for, like, about a day, which is why it's not S. It really is probably B, but in my heart of hearts, this is my tier list. I put New Year's at A. I loved it. It was so much fun. I know it probably should be lower, but I explained why it's an A. Let's just move on. Moving on from that high, a lot of you guys are like, huh, what could Hopeless possibly have in S tier? And I will tell you one of them right now, and I don't think it's a debate. I think this is the one that most people would have in their S tier, okay? And that's going to be the Christmas update. If you didn't play the Christmas update, I feel so bad for you. You seriously missed out hardcore. You want me to tell you everything that was added in the Christmas update? Here, I got you. It's the Santa Crate, the Reindeer Speaker Man, the Elf Camera Woman, Santa TV Man, Titan Present Man, Christmas Event Pass, Christmas Shop, Christmas Missions, Frost DJ Speaker Man, the Sinister Titan TV Man, Christmas Mode, the Frost Toilet, and the North Pole. Yeah, that's everything that got added. This is the first update that had its own Battle Pass system that I thought worked great. The literal only bad thing I could possibly say about this update is that there was really bad godly inflation with the Titan Present Man. At the same time, it made sense because it's like Christmas and it's about the time of giving, so why not give everyone a godly unit? You know, it was awesome. But the North Pole was hard, but not super hard. You had to focus to win, but like not too bad. The units inside of the Christmas update itself were amazing. That's why I loved it. Like the Sinister TV Man, oh, what a gem. More people should have completed that Battle Pass. I seriously feel bad for you if you didn't finish that Battle Pass. You missed out. And plus, the Santa currency for the crates to get the present crates was awesome. This was the first edition of the Santa TV Man, the best farm unit in the game. That's honestly probably alone a reason enough for the Christmas update to be an S tier. The Santa TV Man, duh. And just the aesthetic and the environment and the feel of Toy Tower Defense at the time, this was peak Toy Tower Defense in my opinion, was a Christmas update. Nothing's gonna top it. This is an S+. I don't think anyone disagrees. Like I said, if you didn't play with the Christmas update, I seriously feel bad for you. You genuinely missed out. Christmas is S tier. You can disagree if you want. I would disagree with you. Moving on from that, I am going to place the summer update, the current update, in a modest B tier. I feel like that's pretty fair. That's pretty generous. I think most people would agree with that. In the summer update, you guys all know what they did. I don't really need to explain it. It was nothing crazy. I really did like, I think it's better than the Valentine. I like the new map a lot. It's innovative. It has 4 tracks. It comes from 4 different places. You actually had to use your brain to beat it. I literally spent 10 plus hours trying to beat that map. The units that came from the update are okay. They're not great. The Surfer TV Man, he is really cool. I will give him that. Server TV Man is super dope. But overall, like, I guess since so many things have already been done before, it just kind of feels like a lot of updates are like a broken record, which makes sense. It's like, oh, you either get event currency, you're probably going to get a new crate, you're going to get some new units, maybe a new map. And it's kind of like a broken record player where I guess the only things that they can really do new is, for example, the new innovation on the map. With that being said, I feel like I'm being generous here. B tier seems pretty modest and a pretty good place for the summer update to be. Still better than the Valentine's Day update because they don't have a currency that's updated, but they also added a map. So I like the summer update more than the Valentine's Day update. Just a solid B, not a B plus, not a B minus, B. And the Valentine's like a B minus. I think that's fair. Coming up next is going to be the clock event. Where do I place the clock? Ooh, I think the clock event's actually an A tier. In all honesty, what more could you ask for out of an event? The clock event had everything. It added a bunch of new units. It added a new crate that has more units than any other one. It added the second ultimate to the game ever. It had its own battle pass. Hold on, let me name every unit that this event added. It added the pendulum, the cuckoo, the alarm, the clock spider, the guardian, the large clockman, the chief clockman, the clockwoman, and the upgraded titan clockman. That is 9 units. This update itself added 9 units. That is absurd. Wait, this doesn't even have the scientist clockman. 10. This added 10 units. It also added its own new map, which I wish it was harder, but it was still fun. I still enjoyed it. And it also brought back old maps. It literally had to do, you know what, this is better than the hunt. This is A+. This is A+, New Year's A, and then the Turkey Town's A-. The clock event was great, almost S tier, probably could be S tier if you're being completely honest. But yeah, the maps coming back from the past have to do perfectly with the time update. This was super hyped up and anticipated. A lot of people were ready and excited and wanted to actually use a lot of the clock units. So when they just like had an absolute falcon punch and swifted in and put all the clocks in at once, it was awesome. I remember when the update first came out, I was scrambling to think of what do I even start with first. Super fun update. I feel like a lot of people liked it. There's almost no complaints about it. Like I said, the only thing is I wish the clock event map was a little bit harder. The Titan Magnet boss could have definitely been harder, but it was still fun. A lot of people were able to beat it, and it was a good way to get clock event points. So I guess I can't knock on it too hard because obviously everyone was trying to get the ultimate. So either without further ado, the clock event is going to land an A. There's 3 left and a lot of space available to still place things down. So I am going to go ahead and put the St. Patrick's Day event in B. It's a B. I feel like the St. Patty's Day is basically a carbon copy of the Valentine's Day update. It's practically the same. The St. Patty's Day event added whatever the St. Patty's Day currency was at the time. I don't even remember. But there's only 3 new units that were added. One of them being one of my favorite units in the game, the Titan Cloverman. And it added the Leprechaun Cameraman, which was the first edition of a unit that could boost another unit for range. That was really neat in itself. This event also remade it remade maps, which isn't exactly the St. Patrick's Day event itself, but it was still cool. But yeah, nothing too crazy came from here. It's just a solid B tier. It's the lowest B tier. B minus could probably be a C plus. Just mid, not bad. Not great. I enjoyed it. It has one of my favorite units in it. That's the only reason why I probably have it up so high. Simple enough. Now that there's only 2 events left, as soon as I place one, you know probably where the other one's gonna go. But I do have one more S tier left, so let me explain that before I explain where I put the Easter event. With that being said, obviously, I have the Halloween event straight in S tier. I didn't sugarcoat it. I didn't mess around the bush. I didn't beat around the bush. The Halloween event, in my opinion, is an S tier. Maybe it's because I'm a skeleton and to my bones, I love that they had a graveyard. But the episode 66 update, the Halloween update, came out not right after, but it was the next update after Toilet Tower Defense got reinstalled. So there's still a bunch of hype around Toilet Tower Defense at the time because the game had been gone for X amount of time. But the Halloween event added the Scary Crate that had 5 units inside of it. One of them being the Pumpkin Farmer, which was the best new farm unit at the time. It also added the Corrupted Cameraman, still one of the most valuable units. of all time. It also added 2 maps, which is really cool. It had the Graveyard, and I think it was just called the Pumpkin Patch, which were both really fun maps to play on. It was a challenge, and this was the first time that they added a currency in the game. They added the candy currency, which I called, by the way. I knew they were going to do that. This is also the first time they changed the lobby around for an event, which was really cool. They made the grass like fall themed. I really enjoyed that. They added some cool custom toilets into the game at the time, like the Phantom toilet, which matched the vibe of the event, which in itself was inherently really cool because I wasn't expecting them to actually make their own Phantom toilets. That's like really neat. Phantom units at the time were completely new and foreign, so they also made Phantom toilets. How do you not like that? That's awesome. The Halloween missions were also pretty neat. That was the first time they did missions, and I like the addition of the Halloween shop for the first time. Just overall, it was a solid update. It was super fun. Once again, it had that community feel to it. It was like, yes, Toy Tower Defense is back, and the developers actually care about it. We have a cool event, because this was at the time where Bathroom Tower Defense had a Halloween update, and Talantrix and the team didn't know if they wanted to do one, but they're like, ah, screw it, we'll do it anyways, even if it's late, and they did, and it ended up being awesome. So I really enjoyed this update a lot. Like I said, a lot of bias, but it is an S-tier update. Everything about the update was good. So with that being said, where do I put the April Fool's update? I think it is a modest C+. Pretty similar to the Titan. Pretty similar to the St. Patrick's Day update. Nothing too crazy, nothing bad. They added the Jester Crate, had 4 new units that had to go along with the Easter update, and they added Ohio mode, and they added the Infinite Unit Game Pass. That's about it. Ohio mode was really interesting and fun, and it really made sense for it being Easter because it was kind of like a troll map where it didn't matter what unit you brought, you got a random unit to place down. That was really fun for a short period of time, but it didn't really last very long. It was kind of a surprise update. I wasn't really ready for it. They didn't do too much. Nothing really changed. It was just kind of a fun little update, so it wasn't bad. Obviously, it's not F. C+ is passing. C's get degrees. So it was still a decent update. So overall, basically, with all of the events, none of the events were super bad besides the Classic and the Hunt, which I think everyone would agree with. And those aren't really Tower Defense or Skibidi related, so it makes sense that those ones are going to suck. Like, they just didn't fit. They just didn't really make sense, right? So that's why they're F. Everything else was pretty solid, I would have to say so. Whew, my bony lungs are winded after all of that talking. That was a lot of yapping. But now it's time for me to give away a unit for free. What unit did I say I was going to give away for free? Was it the Surfer? I think I have to give away a free Surfer TV, man. What was the hashtag of the day? That's how good my memory is. I don't remember. I'm in the video. Let's go, boys. Oh, it's hashtag Skeleton Army Strong. There it is. And like I said last time, I said I was going to pick someone who had a skeleton username or PFP. So now let's see if they do it. Did anyone change their profile picture to a skeleton? Yes! Yeah! There's 2 of them! There's 2 of them. All right, both of you guys win. Oh, you didn't put your username, Allison. Allison, you would have. Allison, you would have. Thank you for being a W supporter. Thank you to everyone else that is a skeleton. Games of the Pro. Thank you, dude. You are a beauty. The skeleton army is strong. Next thing, I'm gonna make you guys have a skeleton skin show off. Would you guys like that if I did a live stream where it was a like dress to impress live stream, except you guys were all skeletons? And you could see who could make the coolest skeleton? I don't know. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. Did I sign this? I was going to say, it's my last one. No, it's not. All right. There you go. Annie Chant, thank you for having a skeleton. I would prefer if it was mine, but just having a skeleton at all lets me know that you are in the skeleton army. So enjoy your signed Surfer TV, boy. Thank you. And the hashtag for a free signed glitch. I have a bunch of glitches. If you want a free signed glitch, put it in the comments. Hashtag what's next, Hopeless, because we're talking about how TTD is kind of falling off a little bit. So what's next if it does completely? What do I do? I'm scared. Please, someone hold my hand. Either way, without further ado, that is going to be the video. Let me know if you agree with my hot takes, either with my tier list, and if you agree with the events. If not, let me know in the comments. You're allowed to disagree with me. It's just my opinion. Either way, without further ado, I'm going to go mow my driveway. It hasn't been mowed in a long time. So take care. Have a good rest of your day, and bye-bye.